Hello everyone and welcome back to NieR Automata. My name is Tom, otherwise known as Titanium Legman, and today we're going to be going and completing Popola's Errand, where we have to collect some desert roses, a side quest that we picked up with A2, surprisingly. It seems like this is the closest area to the actual location. I was searching around for a little bit off screen, but I think if we run through here we should wind up over in the area that we need to be. So, a couple things to note though. You might have noticed, if you're paying attention, that A2 has gold hair now. That's because I finally did what I was saying I was going to do, and did a good chunk of the arenas off-screen with A2. I didn't do all of them, because the last levels are level 70, and that was a little bit outside of my reach. I did the level 60 ones. So we got a bunch of rewards, including a bunch of different hair dyes, which is cool and all, and some upgrade materials and things like that. But, yeah, that's pretty much it. Also, I just remembered, we didn't look at the weapon stories for the fists. We'll do that real quick. Very quick. Let's see. Demon's Cry. Once there was a gentle angel who came to Earth to provide salvation for those in need. Whether it was curing illnesses, offering blessings, or cheering the sad, he was always there when needed. The angel, however, provided aid to sinners and non-believers as well, an act which was strictly forbidden. Each time he did so, a single white feather would fall away from his glorious wings. Interesting. Type 40 Fists, we don't have any updates for. Virtuous Grief. Oh no, we read that one before. Oh, that's it. That's all we've got. Okay, cool. We had one single upgrade for the Demon's Cry. Cool. Something I did do, though, is... Where can I look at my pods? I don't know how I can look at my pods, actually. Well, outside of being able to look at them here, my pods, the first pod is actually upgraded. I was able to do a couple upgrades for it. This looks like it should be the way we need to go. Finally, for the first time in ages, we were able to do some pod upgrades, so that's good. Also, I know I need to head back to the Resistance camp and talk to Anemone with A2. Don't worry, I have not forgotten. I just figured, well, it makes more sense to, like, come finish the side quest that we need to do before we return back to camp, so we can turn it in at camp, and then talk to Anemone, so you know.
It should be around here somewhere, but finding them is going to be a serious pain. Why are they running such dangerous missions in the first place?
Yeah, why do you need desert roses anyway, huh? Oh, hey, what's up, bud? Have you heard of hammers? Because, whap! Did that even hit it? Well, it's not happy. That definitely did not hit it before. Cool. God, I hate these things so much. There we go. Jeez. No, I don't know if we needed the item. No, get up on the rock. Oh, damn it. Hey, there we go. That's a desert rose. Is there more than one that we can get? Like, do we not... Okay, thanks. I really would have preferred if you did the kickflip, but, you know, as always, you chose not to. But we got onto the side that we needed anyway. So we can't go down there, so maybe over here. Aha. Very nice, 3 of 5. I don't even remember what I was saying, honestly. Hey, machine core. Nice. Hey, guys. How you doing? So the last one that we need was back up there. How the hell are we going to get that? Listen, you can SpongeBob scream and run at me all you want. You can't get me from here. Like... Alright, how the hell are we going to do this? It's saying there's another one here, but, like, I sure don't see it. It's saying there's one over on the other side, too, along with a chest. Oh, yeah, there is an area over here. Huh. How did I never see this before? Oh, hello. There we go. But yeah, so the arenas are almost done. We need to get a little bit more leveled before I can finish them. And then, of course, there is the other arena that requires doing hacking with 9S. Oh, and there's a hackable chest here. Ooh. Alright, we're going to have to come back over here with 9S as well. There we go.
That's it for the
Last
desert
flower
roses.
achieved.
Time to head back.
Okay. So, have to come back over here with 9S, clearly. And need to go do the hacking arena with 9S. So we can finish getting the rest of the, I guess, cosmetics? Possibly upgrade materials as well. But either way. And then, after that, we'll be pretty much good to go on most stuff, I think. You guys did point out that the last of the weapons that I needed is in the factory, and I can only get it with 9S. That's another little side thing I'll have to do with him. I might even do that off-screen, because like I can't imagine that's going to be anything really involving story or anything. It's just going to be running down there with him and getting it. So next time we switch to 9S, I'll have to take a minute or two and bop about and do some off-screen stuff quick. But that's fine. I mean, I can do that, no problem. All right. And back to the resistance camp to have some conversations with some ladies. Here we go. We have arrived. Yeah, I decided to go with the gold fray too for a little bit. I don't know if I dig it that much, but I wasn't really enjoying the dark purple either. There's a light purple that's pretty nice that I might put back on her. But for now, let's talk to Popola, shall we? Or Devila, even. Doesn't really matter which one. Hey, thanks! This will be more than enough desert roses. Oh, that's the... That's the more gruff one, damn it. I know this wasn't easy. Thank you. Hey, very nice. Meteorites. Meteorite shards. Excellent. Good stuff. Reported at Popola's errand. Alright. Looks like they don't have anything else at the moment. Do they have different shop inventories? Maybe they do. Or maybe they don't. We'll just try it just to be safe. Nope. Okay. Fair enough. Come on, let me go. Alright. So, I was...
Why are the twins being stuck with all these crap jobs?
Hypothesis. Continued crap jobs will eventually have a deleterious effect on the entire organization.
I'd better talk to the lady in charge about this.
So we talked to Anemone. Also, I was told we could interact with the computer terminal somewhere, but I'm not entirely sure where that is, specifically. Yes? What is it? And why are you scowling at me like that? Ah, I see. This is about Devila and Popola. I understand how unfair it must seem for them to keep getting our most difficult and dangerous assignments. But I'm afraid that's going to continue for a while. The others here... Well, they still haven't forgiven them. Forgiven them for what? And just who the hell are they, anyway? That's something you should ask them directly. Fair enough. Okay, and I guess, I don't know what computer terminal you guys wanted me to interact with, but at the very least we can talk to Anemone, so that's good. You've changed, number 2. The way you talk and act is completely different from how you were in the past. And you've become a true leader. I'm nothing compared to Rose. Another flower name. Oh, well I guess this is the computer terminal, huh? Actually, well, I have the records stored on that external drive. I thought I should preserve memories of the time we fought together. And I also think you have a right to see them. You and I must never forget. I know. Interesting. Forget what? Select a file. Yorha Pearl Harbor Descent Personal Record Part 1. Okay, cool. I have been super curious about this. I wasn't expecting us to flash back like this. Okay. My name is Anemone, and I lead the android resistance. This is a record of the battles I've experienced and my losses. That word was experienced, if I didn't stutter for some reason. Not enough coffee yet today, I suppose. I leave it here as a warning to myself. The machine life form attack lands far too close for comfort. I smell an acrid odor and know that some of my hair has been singed off. Anemone, retreat for now. That's an order. That's my captain, Rose. I obey her without hesitation, running from the front as soon as I take out a few nearby enemies. Feet flying beneath me, I leap into the hastily built trench where my resistance comrades are gathered. How many battles is this now? The same sights and sounds, the same struggle of attrition. My resistance forces play the same war on repeat with no end in sight. I don't even remember why we're fighting anymore, but I must continue regardless. I must stuttering! My goodness. I must continue until one side or the other is dead. This looks bad, Xion. What should we do? Calm down, Lily. We'll find an opening somewhere. You don't search for an opening, you make one! Dahlia, wait! I grab Dahlia's arm before she can flee the trench and turn to Rose. She brought us here, after all. She must have a plan of some kind. But as the enemy horde closes in, Rose simply squints off in the distance. There's been a change in enemy movements, she says finally. Someone just started fighting over there. But that's not possible, stammers Margaret. We're all here. Margaret's right. There are only 9 of us left capable of fighting the machines. Captain Rose, Gerbera, Lily, Sonia, Erica, Margaret, Xion, Dahlia, and me, Anemone. We're all that's left of the 8th Descent Forces. The one that took place roughly 200 years ago. Whoa. They've been fighting for 200 years down here? Jesus. Like, we know there's huge spans of time that stuff goes on, but like, good lord. That really puts it in perspective. An uneasy Sonia pulls Xion close and chews on a loose strand of hair. I don't like it, she says. What if it's some kind of machine trap? I wait for a while, heart pounding until I hear the enemy fire lessen. Okay, I say. This looks like our chance. Let's pull back. Someone's fighting out there, Anemone, cries Dahlia. We can't abandon them. Oh, so you want us to risk all of our lives for some stranger? Come on. We don't even know if this mystery fighter is on our side or not. So I'm guessing this is the Yorha forces that they're talking about, right? If I had to guess. That's not what I said! Enough, you two, barks Xion. The captain makes the final decision on this. After Xion speaks, all of us turn to Captain Rose. She looks us in the eyes and nods slowly before starting to speak. Gerbera, the enemy is heading toward the explosives we set up earlier, yes? Gerbera thinks for a moment. Now that you mention it, yeah, they are. A slight smile crosses Rose's face, yet she still seems perfectly composed. Good. And if this goes well, we might be able to take them all out. I want all of you to leave this trench and get to those explosives, says Rose. We'll let the blast take out most of them, then clean up the stragglers. Identifying our unknown mystery fighters can wait until we're done. No one objects to the captain's decision. The moment she issues the order, we all leap from the trench as one and re-enter the fray. When we reach the battle, we find what appears to be another set of androids dressed in strange black outfits. Okay, yes, this is when Yorha came in. Before they even know what's happening, we detonate the explosives, kill the remaining machines, and turn our guns in their direction. All right, I say to the strangers, start talking. Easy, says one of the mystery androids. We're on your side. We're new models rolled out as part of something called Project Yorha. Really, I say. We haven't heard anything about new models. I probably speak with more bluster than necessary, but I have to make sure they're actually on our side. I don't think they're lying, necessarily, but I can't read their expressions thanks to the giant goggles they wear. And frankly, a little caution never goes amiss in the middle of a war. We learn that the 4 androids refer to each other as number 2, number 4, number 16, and number 21. They also aren't in a hurry to share much more. Our mission is top secret, one of them says. That's why you haven't heard about us yet. I slowly draw my knife in an attempt to gauge their reaction. So in other words, no one will know any better if I kill you right now. Stand down, Anemone, says Rose softly. No, cries Lily, she's right. We've all seen how quickly the enemy's evolving. Who's to say these 4 aren't machines that just look human? My companions nod in agreement. This damn war has made us all suspicious. Well, I guess they're technically not completely wrong, but I mean, again, it's intent that matters more than what you're constructed from. One of the strangers, number 16, I believe, draws a long knife from its sheath. If it's a fight you want, she says, I'm happy to give it to you. Before I can respond, Dahlia leaps in front of me with her weapon at the ready. This is it. We're going to fight. But just before the battle can erupt, the android called number 2 steps forward. Wait, she says. There used to be 16 of us, says number 2, but the others died during the descent. We're isolated and alone out here. Reinforcements aren't coming, and that means we have to finish this mission with the soldiers we have left. We don't need more enemies right now. What we need is allies. She finishes this speech with a soft sigh, as if trying and failing to hold her emotions in check. I know that sort of voice. It's the voice of someone who still has hope despite all the odds. Interesting. Interesting. So obviously A2 is very different now from what she was then. Archive obtained. Resistance Rose, Resistance Anemone. Oh god, there's more. Okay. Hold on. Let me look at the archives first. Just to see what it is we're dealing with here. Oh, we actually have, like, info. Okay. So, Resistance Rose. This android, encountered by the experimental Yorha Squadron, is the leader of a group composed of many Resistance members. A survivor of the 8th Descent operation, she continued to wage guerrilla warfare in the Pacific region thereafter. Unable to stop the ever-proliferating machines, she continued to fight a war of bitter attrition for over 200 years. After encountering the experimental Yorha Squadron, she sought to change the tide of battle through fighting alongside them. She was destroyed by machine life forms in the server room underneath Mount Kaala during the mission to destroy said server. Damn. So the descent operation then, right? Like, you know, that makes it sound like they're dropping out of space. Where are the Resistance androids coming from then? Because, like, the Yorha androids are from the bunker, sure, but who built the bunker? Who builds the other androids? Like, are there other space stations? I guess there could be. There's no reason there couldn't be, I suppose. Interesting. Resistance Anemone. A member of the resistance group led by Dahlia that was encountered by the experimental Yorha Squadron. Wait. Group led by Dahlia. But it was Rose who led their group, wasn't it? Or was Dahlia the leader after Rose was killed, maybe? But that... I don't know. Interesting. Anyway. A member of the resistance group led by Dahlia that was encountered by the experimental Yorha Squadron. Which, oh yeah, I guess that would mean that A2 is part of the first, huh? If they were the experimental squadron? More and more questions. This unit was said to be unusually cautious and showed the greatest initial distrust of the experimental Yorha Squadron. However, her disposition gradually grew more amicable after scanner number 21 managed to eradicate a logic virus that had infected one of her companions. Interesting. So there was a scanner unit, and they actually destroyed a logic virus? Huh. First of all, that implies the existence of more than one logic virus, which is interesting in its own right. She executed an infected unit, number 21, in the elevator hall of the Mount Kalala server facility and went missing shortly thereafter. So number 21 eradicated a logic virus, but then succumbed to it later. Did he just, like, take it into himself somehow? That doesn't seem like it would work. Interesting. Also, what are these saved machine records? Oh, okay, that's the stuff that we get from. Okay, yeah. Infant machines memories? Wait, what? It's so dark. Mommy, I've been born. Mommy, where are you? What should I do? Tell me what to do, Mommy, please. I'll try my best. Please don't leave me alone. I'm so lonely, Mommy. Mommy, 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 Mommy. Interesting. I guess this is the perspective of the one machine core that 9S destroyed on the top of the second resource recovery unit. That was the soul box, if I remember correctly. Huh. And I guess that was its soul, if I had to guess. Yeah, because the first one was doing stuff with machine parts, and we faced combat there. And we had to destroy machines, like physical machines. That was the meat box. And the soul box, we didn't fight anything except for in the data realm, in the soul, the ghost in the machine type thing. And then just destroyed a machine core that was otherwise helpless. Okay, yeah, I mean, that makes sense. That makes sense. So we've... Huh. Things happening in those areas tracks thus far. Okay. Well... Whew, excuse me. I don't know how long these entries are going to be, or how many of them there are going to be, but I mean, if we make an episode out of it, well, so be it, I guess. I'm certainly not missing this information. Alright, part 2. Here we go. Depending on how many parts there are, it might be something that I do, like, one an episode or something like that. Obviously, we need to be in control of A2 to do it, but we'll figure it out. We'll wing it. According to the Yorha team, there's an enemy server beneath Mount Kalala. If we can take it out, we might finally gain some ground in this endless war. But in order for that to happen, we need to work together. After a bit of thought, Rose decides to throw in with the new models. It's a relationship that changes as time goes on. What are you doing, Dahlia? Just showing this idiot how weak she is, replies a winded Dahlia. Ha! Wheezes her opponent, number 16. You're obviously outmatched. The two of them are taking turns hitting each other. It seems friendly enough, as those things go. Plus, they'd been doing it for so long now that both of them are out of energy. They likely couldn't punch through a piece of paper at this point. Interesting. So, that's something I've wondered about, right? Like, the regular resistance machines seem to get destroyed fairly often, at least, like, implying that they are less resilient and less strong and less capable than the more advanced prototype-type androids that Yorha is or was. But here it seems like they're on fairly even footing, which is interesting. So either Yorha got upgraded over time, or the resistance machines are actually just as strong as Yorha, and just it's a consequence of them being NPCs that we see them get destroyed more often. Not sure. But anyway. The rest of the group stares at the combatants and tries not to grin. Dahlia and number 16 seem to butt heads over the smallest little things. Maybe it's because they're so much alike. It's almost annoying how quickly muscleheads learn to like one another. The rest of us converse as Dahlia and 16 continue to spar. We call each other by names that I gave us, explains Rose. I see, responds number 4. I thought it's strange that you didn't use code numbers. She nods while she speaks, as though this all makes perfect sense. Suddenly, Captain Rose breaks out into a wide grin. You know what? She says. I think we should give all of you names as well. No, says number 2. It would be a waste. Rose eyes her warily. A waste? You can name me when the mission is over, she replies, as a blush rises in her cheeks. I could tell her words also served as a wish for success. All right, responds Rose. I'll think of a name for you by then. Well, clearly that didn't happen, huh? She knows this is a fleeting promise, as most such things are, but it doesn't matter. Already I can see us growing closer to the Yorha team. Well, my friends are growing closer to them at least. You're all being careless, I state, much louder than I intend. Luckily, the others either don't hear or decide to ignore it. Don't get me wrong, I'm not about to go against the captain's judgment. But that doesn't mean I'm ready to just lie down and trust our new friends. Ours is a solitary existence that has long since been abandoned by the moon. No matter how they cried, mourned, or struggled, the voices of our departed comrades went unanswered. Okay, so maybe the majority of the androids do come from the moon? Like, there's factories and whatnot there, and then Yorha had its own space station? Maybe? So how can you trust an entire squad of new models that you just met? What's wrong, Anemone? I hear Lily calling to me. She's likely concerned about me being apart from the rest of the group. Nothing, I begin. I'm fine. Before I can complete my thought, Lily suddenly opens her mouth and emits a terrible scream. Ah! Lily's scream echoes throughout the entire camp. It's heartbreaking. It's agony. It's horrible. She's infected, screams Rose. Lily's infected! We all draw weapons out of instinct as much as anything else, pointing them at our comrade as she continues to scream and scream and scream. We all know what's happening. We've seen it before. It's a logic virus, a machine weapon that hijacks android systems and overwrites their data. And since there's no known cure, it's also a death sentence. I need to show her mercy. I need to set her free. My finger rests on the trigger, yet I hesitate. And before I can make that final fateful decision, I hear a voice rise up from somewhere behind me. Stop! You can't do this! You can't just let your friend die! It's number 21. The girl I'd thought to be cool and composed beyond all measure was now pleading with me to spare Lily's life. So number 21 was female, even though she's a scanner unit. That's interesting. Is that... okay. NieR Automata lore enthusiasts out there, those of you guys who've consumed all the various disparate pieces of media and know far more than I do, are the different types of units broken up by gender specifically just in the game? Like, because I know there was a mention, one of you guys told me a while back about an experimental male squadron of combat units, but that fell through or something for some reason. But, like, is it only male models that are made scanner units, or is that like a recent development and there used to be female scanner units, or like what's the deal with that? If it's a spoilery thing, like for the plot or like some whatever, fine, don't tell me. But like if there's some other explanation or whatever, I'm curious, let me know, because that's interesting. We've only ever seen male scanners up to this point. So what do I do? What the hell do I do? Lily said you were like a family to her. You can't abandon family, not before you exhaust every possibility. What can you do then? I'll use my power to erase the virus. That's impossible. Rose spat out what we were all thinking, but before we can act, Lily starts to send nearby comrades flying with impossible strength. I've seen infected androids before. I know how much damage they can do once the virus turns off their limiters. They'll fight and fight until they're utterly destroyed. Dahlia and number 16 rush into the fray, trying to suppress their former friend, but she swats them away like flies. How many of us have been infected now? How many friends have I been forced to put down? The heart I'm not supposed to have aches with the thought. It aches as I remember all of the identification numbers that have been retired. When did I start giving them names? When did I decide I simply couldn't endure it any longer? Initiating reprogramming sequence. That voice. Number 21, she's screaming something about reprogramming? I don't know what to do. I'm lost. As my vision slowly clears, I see number 21 inputting commands into her terminal, while number 2 and number 4 hold her down. They hold her as she writhes, and Rose stares at me with surprise. Oh no. I'm holding Lily too. Is that an oh no because, oh no, I care, or because I've potentially been exposed to the virus? Right? Oh my god, there's more. Okay, well I can't... the majority of the episode has already been reading, but I can't keep doing that. So I'll break this up. Maybe next episode I'll see what this side quest is for Popola and Devola. Go do that, come back, read more. I will look at the archives we just got, and then I'll call this one. Yorha Gunner 16. A unit from the experimental Yorha squadron that was utilized during the 14th Machine War. Number 16 possessed a rough and tumble personality, ideal for her role as a gunner, where she was required to attack foes from a distance. Okay, so we just had different roles back then, too. Like, we knew we had attacker because of A2. So maybe before they divvied things up into the current designations, there were female scanners? And then that changed? I don't know. Though she possessed a defiant streak that extended even to her superiors, she was assigned to the mission anyway due to her tremendous offensive abilities. During her squad's assault on Mount Kalala, Number 16 volunteered to stay behind and hold off the machine lifeform army so her companions could continue up the mountain. She fought with great courage alongside members of a local resistance group and managed to hold off overwhelming numbers until the appearance of a Goliath that was unaffected by ordinary weaponry. Seeing no other way to end the fight, she chose to destroy the enemy by overloading and detonating her own fusion reactor. This act of self-sacrifice, despite her defiant nature, is one of remarkable interest and likely merits further study. Interesting. So who's writing these reports then? Also, we have this weird mix of the Resistance music and this, like, dramatic combat music that was playing in the memory going on. Scanner 21, a unit from the experimental Yorha squadron that was utilized during the 14th Machine War. Number 21 possessed a cool and analytical personality that perfectly fit her role as a scanner. Her first and perhaps most impressive achievement was using her analytical abilities to cure a member of a local resistance group who had been infected by a logic virus. Unfortunately, she fell victim to the same virus shortly thereafter during the assault on the Mount Kalala server. Though she fought valiantly, the virus had evolved into a form that she could no longer remove, which eventually led to her asking an allied unit to end her life. Experimental Yorha Unit Number 21's initial success against the virus has been determined to be valuable information regarding how to construct barriers against machine lifeforms, and should be included in the basic systems of all the subsequent Yorha Squadron members. Okay, interesting. So maybe that explains why we have, like, medications and, like, logic virus vaccines and stuff like that because of this. That's pretty cool. And then Attacker 4, a unit from the experimental Yorha squadron that was utilized during the 14th Machine War. Though Attacker Number 4 possessed an unusually bright and cheerful personality, she still managed to be effective when it came to engaging in close quarters combat. In addition to providing a morale boost to the group, this unit also used her sunny disposition to form an alliance with the local resistance group. She was eventually killed during the assault on the Mount Kalala server, the cause of which was a self-directed overload of her own fusion reactor. Further research reveals that she undertook this action as a means of protecting her companion, Attacker Number 2. One further note. While this unit's cheerful personality provided certain benefits to overall unit morale, it was also responsible for a decrease in fighting spirit during intense combat. As such, it has been deemed inappropriate for future combat models. Ah! That's why, like, all of, like, 2B and A... Well, I guess not A2 specifically, but, like, the other combat models we've seen are, like, super stoic or, like, espresso depresso. Like, none of them are happy. None of them are cheerful. None of them are, like, Operator 6-0. They're all like, yes, rules. But, interesting stuff, man. Okay. Well, I'm definitely going to call this one here, partially so I can get rid of this weird mix of music that's happening. And then when we come back, we will see what other side quests we can do for Popola and Devila, and we'll read more stories about the Pearl Harbor descent, because that's super interesting. But until then, thank you all so much for watching. I do very much appreciate it. If you know someone that you think would enjoy this series, or any of my other series, if you could shoot them a link, well, that'd just be swell. Until the next time, though, I hope you all have a good night. Stay safe and healthy out there. And remember, be good to each other. Bye now.